Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Saiyanz. I'm back with another video. Basically, this is going to be a tutorial on how to get the Grinch working on PC. I'm using Windows 10 currently, and I'm going to show a tutorial on how to get this game working windowed with a controller. This will be great, I believe, for the speedrunning community and also for other people that have had issues trying to get this game to work on their computer. I've already got this game extracted, so keep that in mind. So what I do is I do the register setup. Sorry, that will go blank. There we go. So I do that first, and then from there, there's a folder called bin, and this file here is your .exe, but pretty much. Now, people get the mistake that you need to target it, or you need to run it in compatibility mode, 256 colors, you need to change, do all this shit. You don't need to do that at all. So all you need to do is just leave everything by default. And you want to download a program called DXWND. Now, I don't know if it didn't work in the past for me because I was using an older version, but just go ahead and download the newest version on the website, SourceForge. Just look up DXWND download and just download that one from this website here. Anyways, so what we're going to do from there is we're going to grab our Grinch.exe file and we're going to drag that in here. So here we are, here's your path. We want to make the launch the exact same as what the path is, so make them both the same, so you just drag it onto there. From there you want to leave everything by default, so this should be ticked run in window, but nothing else should be. Just leave the rest for now. You can play around with it if you really want, but I'd recommend just leaving it the way it is. From there you want to go to your video. Personally I recommend for Windows style, change it to thick frame, makes it a bit easier to like identify things. You can turn on your FPS counter if you want. I don't know what the rules are going to be. We haven't decided yet, so keep that in mind. Just check our rules on speedrun.com. View rules, we might add it in. So yeah, keep that in mind. So from there, we want to move on from this page. We don't really change anything besides changing it to thick frame. Input, absolutely no changes. Now this is the big one, DirectX. So in DirectX, it should be on automatic. I've got to give shout outs to Hashii. He's the one that was the first person I knew to get the game working windowed with a controller. And what he told me is he uses DirectX 9. So if you've got the option, tick DirectX 9. Do not change anything else. You can have a look into other stuff, but I highly recommend leaving things on default. For DirectX 2, Direct 3D, libs, and notes, we're not going to touch anything. Alright, so from there we're going to click OK, and that's done. After that, if we want to get our controller working, I'm using a PS2 controller adapter, USB adapter. Got it plugged into my USB port, and I've got a PS2 controller plugged into that. So that's what I'm using. That's the tutorial I'm setting up. So if anyone's got the same setup, you can follow along. You want to get a program called Joy to Key, and then basically from there, all you got to do is establish every input to what the inputs are in the game. Now the inputs on the PC version are very weird, like Q and W were your camera pans, and D is your jump, and F is your bad breath, and A is your triangle button. So what you do is you just press the button. So I'm pressing X right now, and that's highlighted over for jump basically, because that's what it is on the PS version. So that would be D, square is F, triangle is A, circle is S, L1 is E, R1 is R, L2 is Q, R2 is W. And then, select is tab, and star is F1, because when you make this windowed, F1 then becomes the escape button. So when it says press escape, you actually you press F1. Alright, so now that that's out the way, you can just leave that minimized. So we're just going to open up the Grinch. Yeah, it's got that border along the top there. That's the thick frame I was talking about. If you don't enable that, there's no border at all. And I think it makes it a bit more confusing. Alright, so here we are. You can leave your video settings if you want. I changed mine to maximum resolution with 3D card with high detail. You can change your sound. The sound effects are a bit loud. Everything in this game is rather loud. So when I start up this game, my voice might get flushed away. So from there, when I start the game, the game's going to expand to its resolution, but the game doesn't expand to the resolution. It's really weird. Like on the bottom here, you'll see the black bar, but you won't see the black bar at the top. So the way we fix that is when we start the game, you just press Windows and then you click back into it and then it recalibrates itself. Once you've done that, you can restart your runs as many times. If you're a speedrunner, you can restart as many times you want, and you don't have to do that. You only have to do that on the first time setting it up. I'm going to click play. As you can see, it's not right. So then we click Windows, click back into it.
Got it! I have a great idea. This year, the Who's will...
So just a few things to note. Yeah, the game's going to be loud. You can't do cloak skip the way that we do it currently in the PS runs. I don't know if Jumpy's method works with the child. I've not tested that, and normal I do it because I think the strat's a bit too difficult. Cutscene skips seem to have some sort of delay. I haven't really played around with the renderer or the settings to see if it or the different languages to see if I can make the cutscene skips a bit more efficient. But yeah, you can do book skip at the start of each level. The physics are a bit different. The Grinch, like for example, when you present jump onto a house in Who Forest for the second house you put beehives into, I don't believe it works. So keep that in mind. Like movement and physics are different in this version. It's really smooth, really cool. You don't need to do lag reduction or anything in this run. So yeah, I think it's really exciting for the future of this speedrun community, this very small one. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll probably try and do more tutorial videos in the future. Maybe do a tutorial on how to set up Simpsons Hit and Run if people are interested in that as well. As soon as I get my goal time in the Grinch 20% on PlayStation 1, which is around a sub 40:15 time, I'm going to start working on a Grinch 20% tutorial video. So I'm really excited for that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys shortly.